Hey folks, it's the WC man here with a Super Bowl 52 live reaction, uncut, uncensored reaction to Super Bowl 52. All right. Now, before I get into Super Bowl 52 and everything that just kind of surrounds it, let me say a few things. All right. Let me say this about YouTube. YouTube is trying to shut us all the way down. All right, to the point where you can't even comment, make videos on basic stuff anymore. All right. And it's really sad that the platform has risen so highly and fallen so quickly to the point where nothing that we do is, acceptable now. And it's just lawsuits are going to be dropped on YouTube's heads. Not just YouTube, but Google, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, it's coming. All right. There's class action lawsuits that whether I want to be involved in it or not, I'm going to be involved in it. And if you're a YouTuber, you're going to be involved in it too. And it's going to come down hard and quick on this platform. And I don't want the people that, view this video from YouTube to get angry. This is the way that it is. You cannot silence us. We are the creators of this platform, and without us, you are nothing. All right. I just wanted to make sure I said that as an introduction to this classic Super Bowl 52 review. All right. Live reaction. As you can see, Zach Ertz is on the screen. All right. Philadelphia, I want to say this. Congratulations. Okay. But there was two touchdowns that probably shouldn't have been touchdowns at all. All right. And I was sitting here. I'm like, should I do videos on this or should I just do a video later on in the night and just talk about it? The Clement touchdown shouldn't have been a touchdown. The ball moved. All right. And then Zach Ertz, that should have been a touchdown because he made the catch. He was a runner. He made a football move. He lunged towards the goal line. He broke the plane. Once you break the plane, that's it. All right. But the Clement touchdown, the ball moved. I mean, it moved before he had complete control of the touchdown. I mean, before he had the complete control of the football, and it shouldn't have been a touchdown at all. That's just me. I think it's safe to say that, I think we have to take off our hats to Tom Brady, man. This is probably one of the last realistic chances that this guy is going to have towards the Super Bowl. And I'm not saying that because the guy is not capable. Clearly, he was capable of getting these guys to the Super Bowl here. All right. But, some people will come to me and say, well, Cooks went down. That changed the complexion of the game. No, it took a weapon away, but it really didn't change too much. You understand what I'm trying to say? I think that the AFC Championship game was a little bit more of an uphill battle for Brady than, when they lost Gronkowski, than them losing Cooks. Like, Cooks is an important part of the offense, but Gronkowski was a more important part of the offense, as you can see in the second half of this game. He was. What I want people to understand is that Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of my lifetime. All right. And, he wasn't able to get the sixth one. And, will he be able to get the sixth one in the next 2-3 years? Maybe. That window is closing very, very quick for him. And I would expect for Brady to look very, very old very, very quickly. It's coming. It's happened to all the great ones, bro. All of a sudden, they look old as hell. All of a sudden, those crisp passes that he was making, late. And, it happened to Favre. It happened to, Montana. I could keep going. It's going to happen to Brady eventually. And, realistically, this is probably one of his last realistic chances at a championship. So, hats off to them. Hats off to him and that dynasty that I think that is coming to an end. I think it's come to an end tonight. Philly, I mean, what can you really say, man? I mean, you guys lost Foles week 17 against the Cowboys. You guys look like gutter trash. I mean, look like y'all look like the worst #1 seed I'd ever seen in my life, realistically. But you guys righted the ship. You know, a couple good calls in the Super Bowl. Got there to the Super Bowl. Destroyed the Minnesota Vikings. Took their dreams away basically from them of hosting the Super Bowl at home. And you know, I mean, it is what it is. You know, from that standpoint. Um, you know, I mean, what can you really say? I mean, the defense came up and made a play when they needed to. Not too many teams. I mean, when you sit down, you sit down, you look at the stats, and I'll mention the stats in the description of the video. You guys gave up the most passing yards in NFL history. All right, playoff history. All right, to Tom Brady. So you guys won the Super Bowl, but you gave up a ton of yards. You guys got fortunate with a couple with a couple of calls. But despite all that, you're still the Super Bowl champions. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't want to make it sound like I'm throwing salt, but it's just like two controversial calls that go you guys' way, and you're the Super Bowl champions. But I mean, it's a receipt for the Patriots. I mean, we can talk about the Tuck rule. We can talk about the you know the pizza, not pizza. Like, just we can talk about so many different, you know, things and scandals with the Patriots over the last couple of years. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the video gate and, you know, the Flake gate and all this other stuff. And it's just crazy, man. When you really sit there and think about it, like, the Patriots have had, even though they've had a dynasty, they've had, you know, controversy around their winning. And like I said, I'm not saying that the Patriots are done, folks, but they're done. They're done. And I called it the Eagles were going to win this game earlier tonight. You know, everything just kind of pointed towards that. History said that, you know, Brady won the league MVP. Same thing with Matt Ryan. Like last year, Matt Ryan won the Super Bowl. No, Matt Ryan won the league MVP and then didn't win the Super Bowl. I mean, it's a trend. It's an unbelievable trend. And the trend comes true again in this sense right here. All right, so let's look forward to next year, because I know that some people are looking forward to next year already. All right. Now, the Patriots are one of the favorites to go back to the Super Bowl next year. All right. I don't know what's going to happen with the Steelers. A big question of the balance of power in the NFL is going to be where Kirk Cousins goes. Now, some people kind of laugh at that, but this guy is one of the hottest free agents, you know, the free agent quarterbacks to come out in a very, very long time. Has he really torn it up over the last 2 years? No. Is it really his fault? You can debate that. But he's going to land somewhere, and that's going to shift the balance of power one way or the other. The Rams, I think, you know, I don't want to say that the Rams are a one-hit wonder. I think that they do regress a little bit because there's really too much. There's really nowhere else for you to really go but down for a team like the Rams. You understand what I'm trying to say? But they're pretty good. They're pretty young, so they should stick around long enough. Just looking around, Breeze is going to be coming back, I believe. Alex Smith in Washington, that's going to be very interesting. Eli Manning still in New York, I think. I don't know what the Jaguars are going to do about their quarterback position, but not Nick Foles, but Blake Bortles is probably not the answer. You know, looking at teams like Dallas, can Prescott and Elliott get back? I'm looking at teams like the Buccaneers. Can famous Jameis Winston finally right that ship and get that team into the playoffs finally? What are the Arizona Cardinals going to do about their quarterback position? I mentioned Kirk Cousins before. He might go there. You know, Seattle and Russell Wilson. That defense has been that defense got banged up towards the latter part of the year. Will they be able to make a move? Minnesota's not going anywhere. They've got three. Look, Minnesota, you got three legit starters there in Minnesota. Somebody got to go. You understand what I'm trying to say? Somebody's got to go there. What do the Browns do? Do they stick with Deshaun Kaiser? You know, will Hugh Jackson have his job after he goes 0-16 again next year? What about the Cincinnati Bengals? Can the Bengals get back to the playoffs next year? You know, with Marvin Lewis, and it just seems like he just can't get fired. The San Diego Chargers, you know, saying like there's so many different places that I could go. I could tell you about every single team in the league. You know, the Dolphins have a great brand new stadium there, but their defense kind of sucks. Are they going to address that? Will Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers get back? I mean, there's so many different things that you can look at going into next season. My favorite going into next season is not Philly. I can't really sign off on that. Sticking with Philly. I wanted to ask this question before I leave this video because I want to wrap this up. Where does Nick Foles go from here? Because Carson Wentz is clearly the #1 quarterback here, and does Nick Foles go on and go into free agency and just catch on with another team? Does that happen? I mean, like I just said, I named off just about almost every team in the league, just about that that he could probably go to. Probably not Kansas City because they're going to be going with Patrick Mahomes, like I said in the last video. So let me know how you guys feel about Super Bowl 52, the controversial touchdown plays. I mean, it just kind of changed the complexion of the games. I mean, I'm just going to be real. I'll come back with like a review of the halftime show for all the people that's into that type of stuff. I want to get that up before the mainstream media kind of dissects that into nothing. So let me know how you guys feel. It's the WC. I gave you 11 minutes of legendary 11 12 minutes of legendary content. So like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and until next time, folks, peace. I had to put the fingers in the video because, like I said, they try to take copyright from you, and I'm just using a video. I'm just using a picture of what happened. So let me know how you guys feel. WC, I'm gone.